My sister didn't ask. That's what stayed with me. We were at my parents' house, plates still on the table, when she said it. Not looking at me directly, just speaking into the room. I lost my job, so you'll cover the mortgage until I'm back on my feet. Not can you, not would you will. My mother nodded faintly, as if this had already been discussed somewhere I wasn't present for. My father kept cutting his steak. I felt the old reflex rise in my chest, the one that calculates before it objects. How much is left in savings? What would it mean to shift some investments? Could I absorb it short term? Then something in me stalled. I'm not doing that, I said. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was just unfamiliar. My sister blinked. Excuse me? I'm not paying your mortgage. The room changed temperature. My mother's fork paused midair. My father finally looked up. She just needs temporary help, he said carefully. Family supports family. Family supports family. I'd been hearing that sentence for 15 years. When my sister bought a house she couldn't quite afford, I co-signed to strengthen the application. When she fell behind on credit card payments in her 20s, I transferred money quietly. When my parents refinanced their own mortgage, my name went on a secondary account for flexibility. Support had slowly turned into structural reinforcement. That morning before dinner, I had received a formal offer for a promotion. Regional director, different state, higher salary, full relocation package. I hadn't told them yet. I accepted a position out of state, I said. I'm moving in 2 months. My sister stared at me like I'd announced a betrayal. So you're just leaving? She asked. Yes. The word felt steadier than I expected. An hour after I got home, my phone lit up from Dad. If you're going to abandon your sister when she needs you, don't expect to stay in the will. I read it twice. Not anger, not even surprise, just clarity. The inheritance had always floated above us like a quiet leash. College funds adjusted, future considerations, subtle reminders of who had sacrificed what. I sat at my kitchen table and opened my laptop. One by one, I logged into every shared account. The joint emergency fund, removed myself as secondary holder. The mortgage portal, where I was listed as cosigner, submitted a formal request to withdraw from future liability, triggering a lender review. The credit line my parents kept for family flexibility, revoked authorized access. Each step required confirmations, identity verification codes, digital signatures. It wasn't emotional, it was administrative. Around midnight, the first call came from my sister, then my mother, then my father. By sunrise, 37 missed calls. At 8:15 a.m., a number I didn't recognize rang. This is Daniel from First Regional Bank, the voice said. We received your request regarding removal as guarantor. I need to confirm you understand this will initiate a refinance requirement within 60 days for the primary borrower. I understand. If the borrower cannot refinance independently, the loan terms may adjust. I understand. His tone was neutral, professional, institutional. Authority doesn't yell, it just enforces. Within an hour, my sister's messages shifted from outrage to urgency. What did you do? They're saying I have to requalify a loan. You can't just pull out like this. But I could. I hadn't pulled out of family, I'd pulled out of liability. Late afternoon, my father finally texted something different. Call me. I did. You're overreacting, he began. I'm restructuring, I said. A long silence. You know she can't qualify on her current income. She has 60 days, I replied. She can refinance, sell, or rent it out. I'll help her review options. Help how? He pressed. Advice. Planning, not payments. He exhaled slowly, the kind of breath that used to signal disappointment when I didn't comply. You're choosing money over family. I looked around my apartment, the furniture I bought myself, the framed certificate from my first promotion, the packed boxes waiting for relocation. No, I said. I'm choosing not to confuse the two. That night, my sister called again. I answered. Her voice was thinner now. Were you ever going to tell us about the promotion? I was. You always act like you're separate from us. The words weren't an accusation. They were almost confused. I'm trying to be, I said. Silence. I didn't think you'd actually say no, she admitted. I know. We didn't resolve anything. We didn't reconcile. But something shifted. The assumption that I would absorb consequences simply because I could. 2 weeks later, my promotion was publicly announced. Relocation scheduled, new office address in my email signature. My name no longer appeared on any family account. The will remains uncertain. My father hasn't mentioned it again. Sometimes I feel a flicker of guilt, not for refusing, but for how long I agreed before. Independence isn't loud. It doesn't slam doors. It signs forms. It changes passwords. It answers the phone selectively. And sometimes it means accepting that love offered with conditions isn't something you're required to finance. Please my YouTube channel subscribe.